everyone. Pranam Vishwanathan sir. So tonight I have Vishwanathan sir with me from Chennai. He's a great Sanskritam scholar and author. He has written 5 books about which I would request him to tell us in detail about it. But before that, I would like to briefly introduce his achievements. Sir is an achiever totally. And in 1978, he had the opportunity when he was just 20 years old to speak on Hinduism at University of Missouri, Columbia, in the campus of Raw Bridge High School. Sir is working in the field of Sanskritam since 1971. So I would like Sir to tell us more about himself, his Sanskritam knowledge, a lot of Shastras he knows of Sanatan Dharma, and about his books. Sir, please tell us about yourself.
Thank you, Anamika, for giving me this opportunity. Yes, I thought it is deemed fit to talk about our Hindu Shastras, basically. And being exposed to Sanskritam from 72 onwards, after my Janua, then we started learning a lot of chanting the Vedas in all these 7 Sapta Chandas. And yes, I gave a lecture in the Parliament of Sessions of Comparative Religions when I was 20, and was rated as the best speaker in the last 12 years in a written certificate by the authorities. I enjoyed the speech also. So it was a 2.5 hour session. And 2.5 hours, I spoke about the greatness of Hinduism, the Shastras basically. My books are A Search in Sacred Hinduism, a search. And the preface of it was given by Honorable Justice of Supreme Court, Shri Mohan Ji, and also Dr. Ramaratnam, who is now the Vice Chancellor of Odisha University, and who was my also guru in 1972 in Vivekananda College. Though I learned Sanskritam from various sources, including the Vedas from a shaka of Kanchimat in my near place to my Mylapur. And my second book is called Do You Really Die? I mean, that's a very good book where I delved into the Shastras. And then the preface was given by no less a person, Dr. Krishnamurti Srinivas, of a world famous neurosurgeon in the VHS Hospital, Chennai, and he was abroad for a long time. I think he was nominated for a Nobel Prize, but could not get it. And the other preface was given by University of Madras Vice Chancellor, Dr. Tandavan. Then I wrote another book called The Cosmic Code is Illusion. Whether the cosmic code, because I had some correspondence with Dr. Nee of Oxford University, London, I think we had correspondence. I stayed recently in Manchester for about 2 years. And he said the cosmic code is illusion. I said the cosmic code, he said the cosmic code is fermions and bosons. And so on that, I developed my idea and said the cosmic code is illusion. It's Maya, not fermions and bosons. Then this book was, the preface was given by IIT head of the department, philosophy, Dr. Malati. And then I wrote another book called The Divine Entrepreneur. How only the luck, the rasi of certain individuals makes you successful in business, not the real education or your hard work. Everything is there, but it's all coming from your karmic cycles. How I took out a list of case studies, right from Maruti, from Sanjay Gandhi time, how he failed and somebody else has to step in. Lots of instances I have given as a proof. Preface of it was given by Justice Prabha Sridevan, Justice of High Court, Chennai, and Dr. and Shriman Gopal Ratnam, Managing Director of Seshai Paper and Boards. Then I had been to Melakote, I studied there, I went there and met all those. Melakote is a very famous place near Bangalore, about before Mysore. It's a where even the former Chief Minister of Madras, Jayalalitha, was born there.
Okay, lovely.
Yes. And I went there, I stayed there, I interviewed a lot of people. We used to converse in Sanskritam. And they told me how a Muslim princess from Delhi, she fell in love with the idol of Lord Ranganatha, Chengalva Narayana, they say in Melakote idol, took her with her. The Sultan took but then Ramanujacharya, the famous 12th century scholar,
Ji.
Ramanujacharya, everybody knows him.
Yeah. Ji.
He went there in the 11th, 12th century to Delhi and met the Sultan, and the princess was not prepared to give away the idol, the
Acha.
Selva Narayana idol. That is a Mahavishnu avatar. And
Ji.
he praised Mahavishnu. He sung as a text, a prose, a song in Mahavishnu, and the idol floated in the air and landed on the lap of Shri Ramanujacharya. That's how he retrieved the and it came back all the way. It is installed there. These are all factual story. This thing I wrote on that also my book. The Muslim princess who fell in love with Lord Sri Ranganatha. That's the title of my book. I've given the case studies. Authentic, it's all authentic history. No imaginations or no poetic beauties.
Wow.
So likewise, I have published a lot of articles in Baba's journal and other things about the karma theory. I always like to corroborate with modern physics, like matter cannot be created or destroyed, or E is equal to MC squared. My famous view is Chamagam in mathematics in Chamagam, physics in Chamagam. I have given how even the old concept of the odd number theorem, 1, 3, 4, 5, 7 and all, our rishis have imagined that was there. We couldn't develop further. That was there 4,000 years back. And they say how Eka Chame, Tisras Chame, Pancha Chame. It's a famous video there in my channel. So all these things, I started finding that we had a very big past, and nowadays people are abusing, especially certain people are abusing Dharmaśāstras, and they said Dharmaśāstras has to be removed. Sanatana Dharma has to be removed, then Adharma has to be there. If Dharma is not there, Adharma will be there. That's all. If there is Dharma, there is Adharma. If there is Adharma, there is Dharma. Okay. If you want to remove Dharma, then you want Adharma. That's all. The equation is very simple. And I felt a little bit upset about the development. So I thought, especially Manusmriti, but it doesn't form part of the Vedas. I make it very clear. So I thought I will speak on Manusmriti.
Lovely, sir. Sir, many people may not be knowing the meaning of Chamagam. You just use that term.
Yes, Chamakam. Yeah,
Chamakam.
Rudram Chamakam. It's all in the Yajurveda.
Could you please explain that little bit for people to understand it correctly?
Understand it correctly means it's a very big subject. Actually, and many, especially modern scholars, are not bringing to the fore. Now, Rudram is Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is a very big form of energy, which in astrophysics, Fritjof Capra, the chairman and the founder of LHC, Large Hadron Collider in Vienna, Austria, where atoms smash. So you go to the origins of time. He was sitting on the beaches of California and swirling, he found. Then he investigated. It is nothing but the Rudra Dhandava of Lord Shiva, the Hindu god. God means deity, a source of energy, powerful source of energy, like your powerful dams. You have various big-sized dams. Then then they have kept the Lord Nataraja's statue, also the entrance of LHC in Vienna, the atoms smasher, the origins of the universe. It swirls, the Rudra Dhandava. That's how the energy picked up. See, is appreciation to Lord Shiva, and you wanted some boons for him. May. So I have already explained in my this thing, when Sati was the daughter of Himavan, Shiva was not invited by Daksha, the Himavan, the Daksha, for a big yajna or havan, whatever you say, homa. You have to give an Havirbhaga to Shiva before you start the yajna. Parvati, that is avatar of Parvati, Shakti or Daksha's daughter is called Dakshayini. Otherwise also known as Sati by some. Dakshayini got offended. You are not giving Havirbhaga to my husband. So she jumped into the yajna and took her life. Shiva restored her life. But then Shiva got disturbed. So he sent Veerabhadra, his assistant, to Daksha Yaga, and it was Daksha's head was chopped and put into the Homagunda. Mahanu, Brahma all got very agitated because Daksha is an authority on Vedas. He is the Vedic authority. Nobody can be greater than Daksha in the Vedic authority. Veda is lost. So they go and pray before Shiva. Shiva comes and said, okay, I understand. I will restore his life. Bring me any head that lies in the north, in the side, the direction of north. All his Kingaras, all the Devas, all the Ganas and all went there and there. Finally, they found only a dead goat with the head on the northern side. They brought the goat's head and fixed on the body of Daksha, human body with a goat head.
Okay.
When the goats, Daksha, when the goat says, what it will say? It will say, meh, it will bleat. Meh, meh. So Narada said, you are so intelligent. Why don't you using that meh? Because you are having a goat said nothing can be done. Praise Lord Shiva. You will come to full power. Then only Daksha starts. Vajascha me, prasavascha me, prayadischa me, prasidischa me, dhidischa me, kratoscha me, swarascha me, shlokascha me. He praises Lord Shiva. 11th Anuvaga, 11th verse, chapter, he talks, mathematics is there. Eka cha me, tisra cha me, pancha cha me, sapta cha me, nava cha me, ekadasha cha me, trayodasha cha me, panchadasha cha me, which I have explained. See, ekadasha means eka, it is Strilinga, devoted to Parvati. They are using eka. In Sanskrit, you will eka, eko, eka, you will have that. Like, eka is a Strilinga. So, eka plus 3, 1 plus 3 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. Then 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. So likewise, the square root, energy and matter. E is equal to mc square. They are balancing the odd number theory, not the even number theory. Then they go from there, you will have Chadasrascha me, Shtaucha me, Dwadasha me, Shodasha me, Vigam Shatischa me, Chaturvigam Satischa me, Shtavigam Satischa me, Dvatrigam Satcha me. Everything will be 4, 8, 12, 16. 4 in arithmetic progression of 4. Why they chose 4? They could have chosen 5. They could have chosen 9. They chose 4 because standard model in astrophysics of Einstein. What is a standard model? The electromagnetic force, the gravitational force, the weak nuclear force, and the strong nuclear force. Those forces govern this universe. That's all. Nothing. So that is Chamaka. We have hidden treasures, madam. We keep on talking.
Yes. We do have hidden treasures, sir, but we need people like you who are ocean of knowledge, who can actually share this knowledge and, educate all of us who have not got the opportunity to study our Shastras, unfortunately. But whenever we start, we can learn, and through the right sources, we can gain true knowledge. So, sir, moving ahead with our tonight's agenda, we came to discuss and talk about one of the greatest scriptures of Sanatan Dharma, which is Manusmriti. Unfortunately, not many people know about it. There are a lot of myths going around. So I would really like you to, teach us actually about Manusmriti, as in what is Manusmriti?
Manusmriti is Mānava-Dharmaśāstra is the actual name. Smriti means remembrance. Shruti means song or something you speak from your mouth. In olden times, they were not writing. So everything was in the form of Shruti, and you store it in your Aham Smarami means I am remembering. I store it in my brains. That's it. Fundamental. This is our Dharmaśāstra. Our Dharmaśāstra started very, 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 very long time back. And these Dharmaśāstras underwent changes too, as in the efflux of time, period of time. Some started adding, some started minusing, and some Talapatram, that is the palm leaves, were not available. They were using Brahmi script, then they switched to Sharada, then Nandinagiri, then the latest is known as Devanagiri, which is only 11th, 12th century, after the common 1200, 1100, or maybe 900, 1000. Adikara, I think he used only Nandinagiri, maybe Sharada Lipi, Adi Shankara, 8th century, 7th AD. So, what is Manusmriti? It is nothing but the code of conduct. See, Manu also starts from the evolution of the universe. Something like in the Old Testament, the New Testament you have in the Bible, the Old Testament, the Judaism, they talk of Noah's Ark, how the God created the world and all. Manu is more scientific than Old Testament, but some similarities will be there. For example, in the Matsya Avadara, Bhagavan's Mahavishnu's Matsya Avadara, he comes in the form of a fish. Says Manu asks him to go aboard a boat, and with his horns, he pulls the boat, because there was a pralaya. There was a pralaya. So Manu mounted the boat with animals, relatives, and all, and went. That's something like Noah's Ark
Okay.
in Old Testament. Noah's Ark.
Mm-hmm.
And Manu gives about the evolution of universe. Manu talks, then some section talks of the code of conduct of Dharmaśāstra.
Mm-hmm.
Manu talks of caste, means division of labor. Then Manu talks of how the king should rule, how the inheritance should be, how women born of mother, they should also enjoy the property like the boys.
Mm-hmm.
Manu said, go to the verses. These are all there. We'll see later on.
Sure.
So Manu gives all this broadly. I am telling you the Dharmaśāstras they give.
Ji.
Now he also talks of caste system or class system. What you want to, you are using wrong words. That is, the translators, especially the Western authorities, they do not know basics of grammar of Panini, because every word in Sanskrit has meaning. Like Vishnu, simply not Vishnu. Vish is the dhatu for existence.
Okay.
From there you get Pravesh, Vasishtam, Vasami, and all. From Vish you will get existence. Anu is atom. So one Yaha Vidyamaha Eka. See, one who is present in every atom is Vishnu.
Amazing.
You understood the
Yes,
amazing.
Absolutely.
We have a dhatu that is called Panine's dhatu. It is called Aupadeshika dhatu, and then derived dhatu, Adi Deshika dhatavaha we have. Dhatu, dhatavaha bhuvachanam. So we have like the 2000, then you can derive millions and millions. So every Sanskrit word has its root. You cannot miss it. So people don't understand this. I will tell you, I'll quote you one or two verses how horrible they have translated in 1920 or 10 by the Western media, the Western translators, and how they are. It's totally horrible. Even you will understand. If it is correct, I understand. Yes. If you do all these wrong and totally horrible translations, then you quote those translations and come here. Then let them come for a discussion. I will correct those translations. Any Sanskrit scholar will, Sanskrit Pandit will translate.
Right.
So that is how. Now, what the Manu, that is what. Now, who authored Manu? It is not, it is a dialogue between Muniva, two dialogues. So, Munivar was one of the famous Munivars, and Manu is a Swayambhu, the God, mean the authority. There is a dialogue. So, dialogue like Krishna, Arjuna, like Nachiketa and Yama, like Yagyava and Maitreyi. We have all dialogue. So, it's a dialogue based, and it was added in other things. But the caste system is absolutely, we have abused using our own interpretations. I am so sorry to tell, even Dr. Ambedkar never understood Sanskritam properly. That is why he was not for Manusmriti, that these people are taking and abusing.
Right.
How they are abusing, I will tell you. No.
Sure, sir. Please do so. Sir, before we talk about contents of Manusmriti in brief, could you please tell us how many verses are there in Manusmriti?
There are 12. Originally, there was 1 lakh verses, madam. Nothing is those. Originally, forget that. Now, what we have is 12 chapters of 2,694 verses. Or you can say 9, you can deduct some 9 and you say 2,685. Some verses they say does not belong to Manusmriti. So there are 2,085 verses, strong rooted verses are there in 12 chapters. This was actually coined by William Jones or this English authors. Way back in 1794. William Jones was a very good scholar in Sanskritam also. You cannot deny that he was in Bengal society and all. Sir William Jones, an Englishman. This paragraph, that is what my idea, because it was all in loose leaf or something like that, written and something, it was not properly organized, because we store it in our memory. Our learning method is different from the learning method of the Englishers or the Westerners. But for your understanding, yes, 2,685 verses are there combined in 12 chapters, with the division starting from evolution of earth to Dharmaśāstras, to how the family and all should behave, of how the heritage, right from how you inherit your property, all the rules and laws for a society, how the king should rule, what everything is there. And the caste system is there. I will explain. I will explain as you go further.
Sure, sir. So you mean originally there were 1 lakh verses, but now only 2,685 verses, deep-rooted verses in 12 chapters exist in Manusmriti.
Yes.
Right. So now
Yes.
let's talk about the content of Manusmriti, please.
No, contents of Manusmriti, as I told you, starts from the evolution of how did the Swayambhu brought the universe, how the light was formed, how the earth was formed. He started with that, all those things. And then he gave a code of conduct. He divided the society into 4.
Okay.
Like Adam Smith's division of labor for the society to understand itself. Because there were lots of people in India from various countries and everybody. From Turkey came the Tulakyas. From the Persian, Iran, came the Persians. All your Mughals, Europeans.
Yes.
Greeks were
Yes.
called Yavanas. See, there are a lot of Mughals. Manu may be a king, but he is not the one man, but he could have compiled into 2684 around 1st century common era or 3rd century common era, roughly at that time. He must be a great Manu. Who from mind, Manat Utpadhyate or Utpadhyate, Saha Manu Eva, one who manufactures mind or makes others to manufacture also. So that 1st century, and he had organized, compressed, probably put on his hands to what are all the flying verses available through memories, through various students in India. He had collected like that. Some, he could not collected everything. Out of the 1 lakh, probably would have collected 2,685, I told you. And then he organized it. So these are the 4 broad sections, the evolution he talks of. Then he talks of the dharmas. Then he talks of the 4 castes, the 4 classes or 4 castes, whatever you want. Then he talks of the law which the king has to have. Even in Tamil Nadu, we have Manu Nidhi Chola. A Chola king was called Manu Nidhi. Yes, because the prince was driving a chariot and a calf of a cow got under the wheel and died. The mother calf, the mother cow came and rang the bell of the Chola palace. The king came and the cow told the king, your son had killed my child. Then the king said, the same way I will punishment I will give my son. He ordered that the prince to be run over by a chariot and killed in the same way as that of the calf. Then only Indra came and said, sir, I want to test you. You will be called hereafter as Manu Niti Chola. A Chola king was called Manu Niti. That people in Tamil Nadu don't even understand. The name is there. Manu Niti was appreciated. You understand? So, we'll talk about it. What the caste system has come. The caste system
I was about to ask you this question. So, do Manusmriti establish caste system?
Yes, the class system. Yes,
Okay.
just like Adam Smith wrote in his book, An Enquiry into the Wealth of Nations, a society should not be mingled. The doctor doing the work, an advocate doing the work of a mechanic, doing the work of an engineer, doing the everybody doing all the work, and you would not develop specialization. A doctor do only the doctor work, surgery or medicine.
So, sir, here I have a question. People often clarify that when we talk about profession of people in the society, so it is actually varnas and not the caste. So could you please tell us the difference between the two?
Yes. What are varnas? Varnas are classification. No, is the group of people who belong to every varna. Even a Shudra can belong to a Brahminical varna.
Okay.
The Brahmanas were people who use their mind. That means scholars. Now, modern day, you call them as professors or scientists. Whereas Kshatriyas were warriors who used from the shoulders. And Vaishyas are traders. If their belly is big, oh, he's a rich man, he's fat and big, he is eating too much. I mean, a common understanding. And Shudras come from the Pada, where you offer the flowers. Understand? See, Vedas talk. Brahmane ebhyo mukham asit bahu rajanya kritaha Uru tadasya yad vaishya padbyagum shudro ajayata. So Manusmriti, they picked up from that, and it is nothing inferior or superior. These are all assigned later on in the 17th, 18th century only by the British for administrative reasons. Now the Varnas, anybody, Manu clearly says, I will come into that.
Sure.
People who are knowledgeable, you call them as Brahmanas. They are not by birth. Swakarma, he says, by their own karma, you will be called. I have given some verses also. And those show the valor. They are called the Kshatriyas. And Vaishyas are traders. You will have to trade, produce, trade, buy seeds, buy wheat, buy rice, buy vegetables, sell here, like that. And Shudras is three people, because if a Kshatriya goes to a war, Shudra has to prepare his spear, his bow, his horse, whether the horse have got the hoofs have got all the protection, whether he is having everything has to be kept ready for a Vaishya to go into the battlefield and fight. The Vaishya cannot, the Kshatriya, he cannot himself prepare his own metal, ready the horse or ready the spear, sharpen the spear. It is impossible. He has to concentrate on fighting. So Manu said that he will serve the other people. But Manu said, in all the verses, they are as equal as a Brahmana. A Brahmana, if he behaves badly, he'll be an outcast. Manu never said Shudra as an outcast. Manu refers to Ekajatihi. Ekajatihi are once-born people. They are Charvakas. The Charvakas are people who say, I'm only born once. You enjoy life. There is no God. There is no rebirth. There is no Papa or Punya. You simply enjoy. Anubhavi. You have the Anubhav. That's all. Bas. You enjoy. They are the dangerous people. That is what Manu says. They are he never said Shudras. Totally wrong.
So it's a myth when people make it an issue or propaganda. They create a propaganda that in Manusmriti, Shudras are described as lower caste, right? But actually, Manu never mentioned Shudras as lower, right?
Never.
I understood clearly, right?
Very clear. Manu mentions only Ekajati, the Charvakas. Manu mentions about Pashataka sometimes. Manu mentions about Burja Kantaka. They are all different people, Adivashis or Chandalas. They don't come under this thing. And we worship, Manu says, worship with flowers. Where do you throw flowers? On the head or on the feet of Bhagavan? Tell me. Where do you throw?
On the feet.
On the feet,
on
everybody.
The feet. Yeah.
Bhagavan, we say.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So divine respect is given to Shudras. The Shudras word came from King Sudas. Pingavana's son. In Vedic times, King Sudas.
Okay.
Sudas. Take away the R.
King Sudas. So from his name, Shudras has come up.
Shudras were the army men.
Okay. Shudras were the army men. Okay.
So in the Battle of 10 Kings, in the olden times, near Pakistan, Baluchistan, that time, there was a battle. Which Devendra was supposed to have helped King Sudas. So Shudras were beginning to have noble names. That is why in Vishnu Sahasranamaha, Vedanta Gha Brahmanasya Vijayi Kshatriyo Bhave Vaishyo Dhanam Samridam Syat Shudraha Sukham Avapnuyat. In Bhagavan in Vishnu Sahasranama says Sudras should enjoy Sukha. You read Vishnu Sahasranam, you will know. Shudraha Sukham Avapni. Let them attain Sukha. They are not condemned. They are not banished. Now, where they make mistake, I will tell you. In chapter 2, verse number 127 of Manusmriti.
Okay.
Brahmanam Kushalam Prichet. If you talk to Brahmana, you ask him, is Kushala? How are you, man? How are you, my dear? Vaishyam Kshemam. Are you happy with your wealth? Samagamya. Shudram Arogyam. You ask him whether he is Arogya, whether it is he is healthy. That's what Manusmriti says in the text, chapter 2, 127. Now, the other thing is, some politicians say Manu wants to cut their tongue and all. He only talks of Ekajadihi. If Ekajadihi are the Charvakas, if they go and advise the Brahmanas, that what they will advise? Oh, you don't have to teach spirituality. There is no life. Enjoy, man. There is no God. No God is okay. That is atheism, Natika. But enjoy life. There is nothing called Papa Punya. Steal and enjoy. Cheat and enjoy. If you make money out of cheating, enjoy, cheat and enjoy. They are the dangerous people. So their tongue has to be cut off. He never said Shudra's tongue has to be cut off. That's what they are quoting in other areas, in political areas. He never said that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, other word, important words is, somebody said that the property of the Shudras, the Brahmanas can abrogate. They can, because the Shudras should not hold the property. They are quoting the same verse, which is totally wrong. Chapter 8, 417. If you see the text, chapter 8, 417. Political people, they quote this wrongly translated. How he has wrongly translated? It's translated by a Western author. How? This Disrabdham Brahmanaha Shudra, from the Shudra, Dravya Upadanam. He won't acharya. If the Shudra only practices medicine, Dravya means you can understand. Dravya Upadana means medicine, that you can, the Brahmana can seize it. Because Brahmanas mean scholars. If the Shudra does it, it becomes a quack. Because he is meant for servicing the people.
Okay.
Those sections of the people who are in that occupation of service cannot do medicinal profession, cannot try to cure anybody through medicine.
Right.
A Kshatriya has to be only a Kshatriya. He cannot be a Vaishya.
Okay.
Because his concentration on fighting for his country will be lost. A Vaishya has to be skillful in trading. You should concentrate on trading, producing agricultural goods. Go here, go there. A Brahmana, the scholar, has to learn the Vedas, has to have knowledge, because knowledge only you can run the country.
Correct.
Even a king should obey the Brahmana, because knowledge is important today. With
knowledge is important, sir, not the degrees.
Yes, knowledge is important. One button I can fight off China or any other country. I am more respected than I am being a 7-footer with strong muscles, and that is of no use nowadays. Any day. The skill is, even in the skill, sword fighting, the skill is more important. Your alertness and your quickness. Not you are a 8-foot tall man and a strong man and all, no. So when they say Dravya means only medicine he takes, it never says what these people are transferring. Shudras cannot own any property. Manu has said only the Brahmanas can own property. So Shudras' property can be confiscated. If the Shudra goes and tells a Brahmana or educates a Brahmana, his tongue should be cut off. Hot oil should be poured. All wrong interpretations. He talks of only Eka Jatihi there. He doesn't talk of Shudra at all. Shudra, he talks of various contexts. He says Shudras cannot practice medicine. The Dravyam they cannot have. They cannot have the possession, because that property you can see. Even today, if I practice medicine, I am a quack. Police can come and seize my medicines and go. You do your profession. He does his profession. The sportsman has to do, like big cricketers, they have to practice cricket. Then only they can play well. If they do cricketing, some football, and some being a doctor, and some doing profession of agriculture, then they will be zero in everything. What Manu said. Honestly, if you go, Shudras wherever required, most of the places he uses Ekajatihi. He abuses Ekajatihi. He abuses Avarajaha. They are all people of this Pashandakaha. He abuses them also. He says, don't mix with Pashandakaha, because they are people who are heretics. But he abuses, means he criticizes Ekajati. They are the dangerous Charvakas. Even Buddha said they should not come into society. Charvakas are very dangerous. Spoil the mind, injecting poison of the human cycle. They inject poison by asking us to be immoral also. You need not believe in God, like Buddha said. That's a different thing. But follow eightfold noble path. That is okay.
Yes.
But if you start doing all immoral things, saying there is no God, there is no Punarjanma and all, that is, he talks of Shudras, he talks of the class Varnas, but Varnas are not caste system. How this caste system came is because of the census required by the British. When they started ruling from 1855, they took legal power, the parliament, the British parliament. Before that, East India Company was ruling India by their power. So they segmented that under this Varna, they have this. I am asking one simple question. The society, even a rich Shudra, he will not marry a poor Brahmana. In Brahmanas, you have pallbearers, no? They take dead bodies for burning. In Brahmanas do that even today. They will not. That is the because it's all now become the rich caste and the poor caste. The intelligent and non-intelligent. So Manu only gave these 4 varnas. Manu never said caste, the lower caste. The lower caste are the panchamas. I have said the panchama is a ekajadi, the charvaka.
So did Manu ever say that Brahmins are the upper caste?
Manu never said. Manu
never said.
All the others should respect Brahmanas because of the knowledge. Even today, we respect Supreme Court judges, High Court judges because of their knowledge. You respect a scientist in ISRO because of his knowledge. You will have to respect. Yes. Olden times, we are talking of 4,000 years back, the Sanskrit was, Sanskritam was there. One who knows the Brahmana means Brahman. One who has the knowledge of the highest form is called a Brahmana, that's all. So if you are a knowledge person, you are called a Brahmana. And you have to practice the knowledge. Chanting Vedas, writing Vedas, teaching students, find out methods, policies, advices, things, thoughts, disciplined life. You cannot, you have to do Trikala Sandhya Vandana. There were code of conduct. Such people engage themselves in spiritual code of conduct with knowledge were called as Brahmanas.
Okay.
Such people who have to go to the battlefield, there was a lot of wars, there were a lot of clashes. They were called Kshatriyas. Traders, you have to produce agriculture. In those days, it's wheat and rice and corns and like that, fruits and vegetables. You have to produce and sell this there and from there, here and there, here. You have to produce the wealth in the economy. They were called Vaishyas. And Shudras, who were generally Shudras only, not because Manu said, they were doing service to others. Because a Shudra even today will go to the lamppost and fix a bulb in the road. An IIT top class engineer from Harvard will not go to the lamppost, take a ladder and put your lamppost light. You require people who know the service. They give service to people, service to others. They were called Shudras. But respect them, he said. You ask them whether Arogya, he prayed for their Saukyam. He prayed for their Sukhi, and you offer flowers to the feet of the Lord. Arjuna sat at the feet of the Lord, not at the head, and that's why he got the Lord himself.
Right.
Correct.
Right. Correct, sir.
But you have to have division of labor. Adam Smith said, let all the people, they were working in a factory. So all were cutting first the wire, the thin wire for making a pin. Then all were going to the table. Then they were sharpening. Then all were going to the third table. They were making head for the pin, the round head it will come. All were going to the table. Then they were packing it in packets. And Adam Smith said, don't do like that. You just cut the wire and leave it. The next fellow, you just sharpen it. That's all. You don't have to cut the wire. He has cut the wire. You sharpen the wire. Third fellow, he said, you make a head for the wire. That's all. You don't have to cut the wire. You don't have to sharpen the wire. And the fourth fellow, he said, you just pack it. This is ready. Put it in the pack. So what they found, the productivity improved 4 times. When he started cutting, he improved his skill in cutting. So instead of getting 10 pins, he started cutting 100 pins. Because you do the same work, you develop skill. That is what Adam Smith inquiry into the wealth of nations, division of labor. Manu told like that only.
Sir, one question plays on my mind. A lot of times I think about Vaishnavas also. So kindly throw some light over that. Has Manu mentioned about Vaishnavas in Manusmriti, and how are they different from Brahmins?
Vaishnavas in the original Manusmriti, this thing, Vaishnavas do not come. Vaishnavas are Bhagavan Vishnu's servants, devotees.
Yes.
They don't offer their prayers to Shivas as much as the Shaivites do both. Brahmanas do both to Shiva and Vaishnava. The cult was there, the different cult. But Manu has not spoken anything much about Vaishnavas at all. It doesn't come. You can go through who said like that, I do not know. But Manusmriti, the original text, do not have anything about Vaishnavas. At that time, Shaivites, Vaishnavism and all was not there much. It is only the rule of Dharma. The code of conduct, the sections of the society, how they should be, who should be what is knowledge, what is Veera, what is trading, like that only, what is service.
So, sir, in Hindi, they say that Adhura Gyan khatarnak hota hai. So people who have just heard about Manusmriti from here and there, they have not, made efforts to pick up the book or the scripture to read and understand it. So obviously they come up with various queries and questions. So somewhere I had heard about, them having this confusion about Vaishnavas and Brahmins. So today I just recalled that conversation and I clarified with you. And sir, because as you mentioned earlier also during our conversation that there are a lot of poor translations done of Manusmriti. So would you please like to recommend some good publishers and authentic translations which we all can refer to, understand and read Manusmriti, please?
I have not come, even I'm so sorry to tell you that somebody, a good scholar, was referring to Banaras Hindu University's translations somewhere, deliberately focusing on Manu as somebody whose favorite is, favorable to Brahmins, and Shudras is demeaning and all. I never see such words in Manu. Ekajati is not a Shudra. I have very clearly given there is a verse. As we go on, we'll see they are the Panchamas are the outcasts who don't belong to the four Varnas. They are the Charvakas. He calls them as a Panchama. And Manu, see, I am talking for Shudras only. People in political field, I am a Shudra, I am untouchable. Manu never said they are untouchable. That's what I'm explaining. Even I belong to a Brahmana family. My mother or something, if I don't take bath and in the kitchen, when I was a boy, if I go to my grandmother or some touch her accidentally, she will again go and take bath. I become an untouchable at that point because as a boy, I have not taken bath. So they have to take bath in the kitchen.
Right.
So if somebody from outside, from other jati comes and says, some Vaishya and says, oh, they are not touched, I am outcast. No, this is system followed inside the Brahmin's house with their own son and grandson also.
Lovely.
You have to be Shuddhi. You have to do the snan. Yes, you have to enter the kitchen and enter the puja room. You have to have a snan. Otherwise, you are become an untouched. Don't touch. It is impure. That is the practice even within the family. So that what is known as extrapolated outside, and other people thinking they are practicing on me only. They are practicing this on me and not others. So I become an untouchable. That is why these Brahmanas behave. No, it is totally wrong. That's what I used to say. We do not have any untouchable. Poor Manu and the Manusmriti should not be blamed for bringing nice political thinking, nice economics thinking, nice division of labor, nice practice of segmentation, what one has to do in a mixed society where there was no law and order. The king was not knowing what to do and what not to do. Some sort of a segregation has to happen. So that came through. And now after 14th, 15th, 16th centuries, they started abusing. And I'm surprised Dr. Ambedkar had to do this. Such a great person like Dr. Ambedkar should have gone through the basis of Sanskritam. He should have studied Sanskritam thoroughly. Pani grammar, all this Tiganda, this thing and Subandham and everything, Tigandam, Subandham, Pratyayas and all, he should have studied. Panini's grammar and all. He should have gone into the basis, what is meant by Ekajatihi. Simply you say Ekajati, Shudra, and the Dvijati is up to Vaishya. This is your fallacy. And foreign authors, for Devas, they will translate as gods. I do not know. There is no god in the Vedas. There are only Devas and the Paramatma. They will say Hindus are the gods. That is your translation, in your English. They have only one Paramatma who is Nirgunaha and Arupi. He has no Rupa and Nirgunaha, no character. He cannot punish or reward you. He is total bliss. But there are supernatural beings in different layers. Devas only our Vedas say. Yo Devadabhyo Namo Namaha only we say. Devas are not gods. Likewise, all wrong translations they are doing. Like the Burja Kantaka, they say Shudra. He's saying Burja Kantaka, he's saying Pashantaka, he's saying Egajati, he's saying Avarajaha. One who is not good in contact is called Jaha means person. Avarajaha means he's not having a good contact in life. Don't touch them. He may be a Brahmana. In lots of verses, he says, Vratyas are born out of Brahmana, they are called Burja Kantakaha. If they are born out of Kshatriyas, they are called some other Sadasanaha, he says. So, Brahmanas will be punished severely if they don't read the Vedas. He offers punishment to everybody. And all, if the Brahmanas will become an outcast if he doesn't study the Vedas. So, Brahmanas are not protected by Manu. But segmentation he does. Your professor has to be a scientist, has to be a scientist. An engineer, a pilot has to be a pilot. A pilot cannot be a car mechanic. A pilot has to be skillful in piloting a plane in under any condition. Latest aeroplanes. He has to concentrate his mind on further developments, on flying a high-tech plane, instead of trying to fix up a car tire puncture and doing some mechanic work also as his profession, this half time, that half time, nothing he will succeed. A cricketer has to concentrate on his cricketing abilities, doing cricket sometime and going to a teacher like me, go to the college and teaching something. That is maybe a couple of hours you can do, but that's not your 50% profession. You will neither be a good teacher, not be a good cricketer.
Correct, sir. I totally agree with you.
Yes, you have to have more training. That's what Manu said. So, if you are going to translate all this Ekajati as a Shudra, you are translating. What am I to do? As you said, Dravya Upadhana. You cannot be a Shudra, cannot be from the medicine. Dravya means medicine. The application of medicine, a Shudra cannot do. Even today, you cannot do. You may be, if you are not a qualified MBBS doctor, you cannot give medicines. It's illegal.
Correct.
Your medicines will be seized by the authorities. So he said, Brahmanas will cease, because Brahmanas means educated people. They know how to administer medicine.
Right.
It has got nothing to do with untouchability or he's like that. He's born like that. The Adivashis are in the forest. What you and I can do? And Adi Shankara brought them into Hinduism. But it is a nature.
Sir, do you teach Manusmriti?
Yes, I am. Now I am like channels like you. I want to teach Manusmriti. I have started it. I want to through channels like you. People should understand the fact. No, I will split the Vakyas and I will split the word. The dhatu, sandhi I will do. What is known as sandhi, splitting the words. So I will split. If you take Rama, Ram is the dhatu. Ram means rejoicing. So one who gives the rejoice is called Rama. Understand?
Lovely. Yes, yes.
Ram is the dhatu. So if you add Pradipadikam to it, it becomes Rama in Subandham.
Sir, see, this is what happens when Bharat is a huge country and people are illiterate, uneducated, and they are being used by the politicians for their personal growth. So just now when you mentioned about politicians, misquoting Manu and misquoting the meaning of his verses, I just recalled about there was an outrage due to one minister's comment that he is here to end Sanatan Dharma. So what do you have to say about that? I think he was from Tamil Nadu somewhere.
Yes, it is talked about because he mainly refers to Manusmriti. Even his grandfathers were all referring to Manusmriti, like I told you, putting oil and all. All 1977 by a Tamilian. No, half knowledge. The half knowledge fellows are dangerous. Either you don't have knowledge or you have full knowledge.
Correct, I told.
Yes. So when Manu says about Ekajati, they never thought that it is the Charvakas. Manu talks of Charvakas. Now, if you ban Sanatana Dharma, first of all, Manusmriti is not the portion that belongs to Sanatana Dharma. So Manu himself quotes from Sanatana Dharma. The words of, if you take Rig Veda, Ano Badraha Kritavo Yantu Vishwataha. That means Vishwataha from the Vishwa. Ayantu, let the let it come.
Mm.
Adraha, naha to us. You
Mm.
don't know the difference between na and naha. Na means no. Naha means to us. Aham avam vayam, mam ma, or avam no, or asman naha.
Mm.
Bahuvachanam. Asman to us, naha also to us. If you put the visarga, if you take out the visarga, naha means no. So the meaning will be ulta. If you do not understand Sanskrit, and you will give all rubbish meanings. Based on book is the rubbish book. Rubbish. That book I have 1 or 2, 3 verses.
Which book,
I have
sir?
taken and quote.
Which book?
I don't want to tell that name. That she's a Brazilian lady who has translated, who's copying from some academy education center of some US author who has translated.
Okay.
So Manusmriti way back, and they are quoting from 1927, 19. Manu said like that. Manu said like that. Manu has not told about Shudras, appa. When Vishnu itself says Shudras have to be respected. Sukham. Avapnuya. To get their sukham, you are for Ekajadi, you are misinterpreting. Avarajaha is a different person. Pashandakaha is a heretic. Burjatakaha is a wicked person. Manu says, wicked person also will come from Brahmana. He says, Manu says. So he is no partiality towards Brahmanas, Vaishyas, and Kshatriyas, no. And abhorring or demeaning Shudras, no. Shudras are service-oriented people, the laborer class. Now today you are calling stylishly in English language as a labor class. Manu had that labor class. You have to do your work. You have to do your work. You have to do your work. Because so it was all like a avial, no? They say it was all sabji. No clarity of thinking. Raja was not knowing what to do. Who is the intelligent person? Raja will not know. So some group of people, call them Brahmanas, they are always thinking. They are always doing mental research. They are always chanting Vedas. They have good memory power. Call them and ask them to advise me. So every king used to take the advice of Brahmana. The king will sit on the top and the Brahmana will say like that only. So Brahmana is not superior to Kshatriya. You understood the logic.
Yes,
now these people are abuse. Manu said, Ekajadihi, if he comes, you put oil on his mouth. That's what the grandfather of this gentleman who said, abolish Dharmaśāstras, he says. Sanatana Dharma means Sat plus Atana. Sanatana. He doesn't know. Sat means Satya. Atana means coming, generation after generation. Like a thread, intertwined. The Satyam is intertwined. That is the Dharma. If you abolish Dharma, then what you will have Adharma. That means you are openly accepting that you want Adharma. He never said abolish Manusmriti. Then I can understand he's following the footsteps of Ambedkar, Dr. Ambedkar. He's saying abolish Sanatana Dharma. And Manusmriti doesn't belong to Sanatana Dharma like the Vedas belong to. That noble thoughts spoke from all sides. Spoken in Rig Veda so several thousand years. See the maturity of those people. Because thoughts make you as a person. You are made up of your thoughts.
Absolutely.
That's what Buddha says.
Right.
That's what Buddha says. Everybody says. So you can think of such a high, profound philosophy 6,000-7,000 years back. What must be the level of intelligence of that race at that time of our rishis?
Right.
Simple logic. It's not. It doesn't say don't speak lie. They also say Satyam vada, Dharmam chara, Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam pramadidavyam. It says in Yajurveda it comes. First Rig Veda, it says let noble thoughts pour from all sides of this universe to you. Let us see those noble thoughts. See the maturity. It is not a jungle. It's not a snake charmer's language. It is not a Adivashi language. You will not understand. It is a high philosophical thought.
Right.
That is Dharmaśāstra, Mānava-Dharmaśāstra. That they want to abolish. Likewise, the Vedas have Dharmaśāstras like Satyam, Vada. The Yajurveda says. Now, if you want to abolish the Sanatana Dharma, you have to abolish speaking the truth. So speak lies.
Lies.
If you say don't speak the truth, abolish Sanatana Dharma, then you speak the truth. The lies.
The
abolish,
lies.
yes,
Correct.
like a mosquito or you abolish lies.
Correct. But it's not that easy to abolish.
That is what they, without thinking, people talk without maturity.
That's
One
why,
says
because the common people, we have majority of them, they are innocent. They are just busy earning and running their household. They have never read Shastras. They do not know Sanskrit, So what I've
Everything
understood
was
is that to understand our Shastras or the original verses, one must know Sanskrit thoroughly, one. And sir, two,
Vyakaranam,
my
Vyakaranam.
question to you is that what should be the minimum age to start learning Manusmriti? Question one. And question two, do you suggest any other Shastras to be read before one learns Manusmriti?
See, for Manusmriti or any Shastras, because Asmakam Deshasya Prachina Bhasha Sanskritameva. Sarva Rishaya, all rishis have written only in Sanskrit. Whether it is
Right.
Adi Shankaracharya from Tamil Nadu, he has not
Yes.
written in Malayalam. Whether Ramanujacharya has not written in Tamil.
Correct.
Jagannatha not in Telugu or Madhavacharya, not in Kannada.
Correct.
Everybody, it was a language where you will understand the beauty, the deep philosophy you will understand. One small example I will give. We have in the Sanskritam, Lakaraha means past, but it's a deep past tense. Before your lifetime, say aham chakara. I did it means normally you say aham kritavan or aham akkaravam. We have I was doing or I have done. Lung lakaraha and lang lakaraha we have. That's what we use. I was doing. I did. That's all in my lifetime. But if I say lit lakara, chakara, I did it 1,000 years back. That means I previous births. So Panini has constructed grammar. That means they were easily speaking about their previous births also. That is why lit lakara rupa came. Aham chakara means I did it 1,000 years back. How can you do 1,000 years back? Your lifetime is only 90 years or 100 years. Means Panini has constructed because at those times people were knowing their previous births. As Bhagavan Krishna says now in Gita, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava cha Arjuna tani aham veda sarvani na tvam veda parantapasvi. Hey parantapasvi Arjuna, bahuni me vyatitani I have spent janmani. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava, of yours also. You also have gone, my dear Arjuna. Tani those aham veda. I know all of them. You do not know. See, that means the rishis were frequently knowing their previous births because of their jnana drishti. That is why the litlakara, which grammar, which English language or German language, I have studied French, I have studied German, which Latin you take, Greek you take, they don't have litlakara, they have the past tense, I did or I was doing. The lang lakara hai and lung lakara hai, rupa hai is there. But not the litlakara hai rupa. It will not refer to my previous birth. I did an action several births earlier. So Sanskritam you have to study Vyakaranam first, madam, little bit. Even our CBSE 12th standard level students, more than enough. Then they can study the Vedas. Good text translations are there by Ramakrishna Math or Chinmaya Mission. Standard people, not I don't take foreign translators because see they don't belong to the culture. I can understand what is yaga or homa. You can't translate yaga and homa. They are translating a sacrifice. I'm not doing any human sacrifice or animal sacrifices.
Correct.
Yaga and homa is yaga, homa. You can't translate. It's a process. So study Sanskritam basic, at least 12th standard CBSE Sanskritam. And then you can go to Rig Veda, the Yajur Veda, the Sama Veda and all. And then the Mahabharata written by Valmiki. Everything is in Devanagari script. A little bit. These are all deep philosophies. But Bhagavad Gita, if you learn and then come to Sanskriti, it will be, Manusmriti, it would be a bit easy. Easy. But I will have to check whether Ramakrishna Mission have brought out their verses of translating Manusmriti. I even do not believe any foreign translations. All are wrong. They don't know our culture. They don't know what is a yaga.
Please do suggest good translations. Then I will put it in the description below this video. And before we conclude, sir, time is over. I would like you to tell us about your YouTube channel, which people can subscribe for good, knowledgeable videos about Manusmriti, Vishnu Sahasranam, and much more, actually. So could you please tell us your YouTube channel name?
My YouTube channel name is Subramaniam Brothers.
Okay.
I have 300.
Subramaniam Brothers. Okay.
I have 300 videos. I
Oh,
have done,
lovely.
yes, power of mantras. There will be about 10. Power of yogas. There will be of
Great.
10. Most important in channel, some of the important Sanskrit and artificial intelligence. How
Oh, yes.
Sanskrit is the best language for computer, machine.
Great.
Because it
Lovely,
doesn't
sir.
yes, it doesn't have a subject and a predicate. The Sanskrit we do anvayah. So I said no, anu badraha kritavaha yantu vishwatah. So ayantu, anu then I will bring the yantu, then only ayantu, let it come. Naha to us. Anu badraha, then what to come to us? Badraha, purity. Kritavaha, the purity manufactured from the Vishwataha. From Taha means from. Aham Delhi Taha Chennai Nagaram Gachami. Means from Delhi I am going to Chennai.
Right.
So Taha, Vishwa Taha, from the Vishwa, from the Prabanja. Let noble. So you have to do the Apaya. You understand? Ano Badraha Kritavo Yantu Vishwataha is a sloka. But Ayantu Naha. You understand? The no becomes Naha. Ayantu Naha. Like that. Badraha Kritavaha Vishwataha. So for that, Sanskritam is the best language. A computer doesn't want subject and predicate.
Great, sir. It was lovely talking to you, and I thoroughly enjoyed. It was my pleasure to have you tonight, and we'll meet again. Actually, time is over. We'll make more videos. I'll talk about more subjects with you and gain some knowledge so that even I can share with my family, friends, and the youngsters. Thank you so much, sir. Shubh Ratri.
Thank you. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.